Today we're having a look at a pretty good wireless video transmission system by Accsoon, which has a pretty big range of 1,500 feet, also sends the signal via 2.5 and 5 GHz at the same time, not hopping from one frequency to the other, but literally sending a signal via two bands and combining them in the receiver. Today we're having a look at this system, and right here I have the feed from my main camera via the wireless transmission system straight into this on-camera monitor, which is not on camera as for now. So let's have a look at this system and see the drawbacks, the benefits and the nuances of it. Let's go. What's good guys, my name is Oleg Nikitin and you're watching No Limits On channel. So the Accsoon CineView Mark II with SDI can transmit the signal to up to 4 devices. It could be 4 receivers by Accsoon or 4 smart devices like Android or tablets or iOS tablets, smartphones, etc. With a pretty cool app as well. I'll tell a few words about the app in the end of the video. And as I said, the range is pretty big, 450 meters with line of sight and no extra obstacles. And I've tested it extensively outdoors and indoors through the walls. So now let's have a look at the test and continue the review. So guys, right now it's time to test the quality of the transmission. I'm in the speed mode, so the best transmission signal possible, but not the best image quality. Thank you, airplane, for making the noise. My camera is on the balcony and I'm right here. You can see how I do this with my legs. So let's go, 450 meters of range. We'll test it in the pretty condensed area of Wi-Fi networks, a lot of 2.4G, 5G antennas, and etc, etc. And we'll start with this point. Here I am guys, I'll zoom in the picture in post. We're recording to the Ninja 5, which is right here. So you'll be able to see what the signal, in terms of the signal, how it comes to the camera. So let me cross the road and continue walking. It's a 33-floor buildings all around me, like cars, people, whatever. Pretty tough scenario for any wireless transmission system. So let's move on. I'm going through the parking lot, also a pretty busy area. So where am I? I'm right here. So let me do something like this. So here I am guys, I'm on the 5th floor in terms of the camera. My camera is on the 5th floor. And as you can tell guys, it's more than 150 meters already. The camera is right behind me on the balcony. So let's move on. I'll go behind this electrified room building made out of metal with a ton of like transistors and stuff, some interference as well. So I am going to this side of the building. You can probably hear some humming noise from the electrified stuff. So right now I'm behind the building, but I can still see the car passing by, the people passing by. So, and here I am, waving my legs once again. 1, 2, 1, 2, check. Yep, pretty flawlessly working. So now let me go even further. We're now about 200 to 150 meters away from the camera and from the transmitter, of course. So now let me turn around and I'll be covering the transmitter with a building, with a huge one, with this building. So you'll be able to see how it works when it's completely covered with the 33-floor building. So what do I see right here? There will be a car passing by very soon because it's passing me by right here. A lot of cars today, so I can see some people, I can see some cars, and we're right behind the building. Pretty intense scenario for any kind of wireless transmission system. And yeah, I cannot even see my camera anymore. It's completely covered with buildings. I'm more than 300 meters away, closer to 350 meters away, and we'll go further, even turn around to the building. It's even 2 buildings right now between me and the camera. And as you can tell guys, we're going to, yeah, we lost the signal. But still guys, it's a very good result for such a system because it's working flawlessly in the line of sight. But if you are coming to a building, yeah, the signal is back. It's not recording anymore in the Ninja 5 because when it's lost the signal, the recording stopped. But anyways guys, I think it's a perfect scenario, let me say, perfect score for this wireless system. Accsoon did a great job combining 2 bands, like 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz at the same time, and then combining them into one signal on the receiver end. So thumbs up for it. I'm really satisfied. And right now, guys, I have switched to the HQ transmission mode, so the best image quality with this system from Accsoon. And as you can tell, guys, I'm recording in 4K with my Sony ZV-E1 internally to the SD card, and here is a comparison image of the signal that I'm getting wirelessly to my Atomos Ninja 5 via the transmission system. It's 1080p, 60p. But is it that bad compared to internal 4K? You can write it down in the comment section below. How do you like the quality? And right now, guys, we're testing the indoors capabilities, so how it works indoors in terms of the walls coverage and transparency, let me say. Here's my camera filming my video, and we'll go out of my apartment and we'll go right behind the walls, let me say. So now we are out of the apartment. I can still see my video playing. I even closed the door. And guys, we'll go behind a ton of walls right now because it's diagonal in terms of my office. So right here I can see some stuttering, but we are now diagonally through a ton of walls. So yeah, it's a pretty regular situation because we are like through, I don't know, maybe 5 walls at a time. So it's a pretty obvious result. Well, guys, you saw the results of the tests. I'm more than satisfied with those results. And guys, this system can transmit video and audio as well at 1080p at up to 60 frames per second. But the HDMI in can accept 4K 60, for example, but it will convert it into 1080p footage. Also, the transmitter has the HDMI in and out ports, and you can loop the signal in 4K to your monitor, for example. And you can also cross-convert SDI and HDMI. So if you feed the SDI signal to the transmitter, then you can get the HDMI signal on the receiver and vice versa. The advertised latency is 50 milliseconds, but guys, we don't consider the latency of the camera and HDMI itself. So in my test, it was a bit more than 50 milliseconds, and I've been testing it in the normal mode. We have the normal mode transmission, also the speed transmission with the lowest latency, and also the HD transmission with the best image quality. All in all, this latency is more than fine even for focus pulling, so you won't have any problems in this regard. So now, guys, let's have a look at the devices themselves and the kit. So in the kit, you'll get 2 cold shoe mounts. Here we have the 1/4-inch mount on the lower part of the receiver. Here is the receiver in my hands. We have 4 different antennas, so 2 pretty long antennas on one unit, and of course 4 antennas on the other unit, and 2 short ones for 5G and for 2.4 GHz frequencies, of course. So the devices themselves are pretty lightweight, around 230 grams with the antennas. We have a very nice and bright and colorful display, and it's very easy to navigate. So if you hit the middle button, you can switch between the normal HQ and the speed mode, and one more touch on the receiver will show you the information and the website of Accsoon. But if you hit this button on the transmitter, you'll see the Wi-Fi frequency to connect your smartphone, as well as change the channel. But the channels are doing the magic and connecting automatically. So also on the device itself, you'll see the DC in 7.4-16.8 volts. So you can power it with your, I don't know, V-mount battery, for example. You can also power it with USB Type-C, like a power bank, 5 volts and 2 amps in. But guys, it draws only from 4 to 6 watts. So it'll live like for ages from any NPF battery, like I'm using right now, or the USB Type-C, or even the DC power. Here we have the special wheel, which picks the group. So you can manually pick a group with this wheel, and then the device will have to restart, but you'll need to pick a group only for a certain amount of devices. So for example, you have like 4 different Accsoon devices, you pick group 8, like in my case, and they will work in this group. If you have the other group working nearby, you'll pick like channel, I don't know, group 9, group 10, and work in this regard. We have a power button right here, and on the receiver itself we have the SDI out, also the HDMI out, and also the UVC out, which turns your receiver into a webcam or a capture card. Let me say, you simply connect it to your computer with a USB-C cable, and it will appear as a webcam, as I'm showing you on this footage. But on the transmitter, we'll have a different layout. We'll have HDMI in and also HDMI out for looping back the signal, and you can send a 4K signal through this loop back, which is always nice. And also the display has all the information you need. It shows that it's working on 2.4 GHz and 5 GHz simultaneously. Also that we're shooting in H.264 codec, 1080p, 25 frames per second, AAC audio codec, and also Hi-Fi 48 kHz 16-bit audio wirelessly, but it can support up to 24-bit audio as well. And we have the battery status, how many devices are connected at the moment. Right here I have one, and all in all, pretty simple and easy to navigate. Love the menu system, love the form factor, the aluminum build. All in all, pretty great kit. One more very cool benefit compared to the competition is that the CineView Mark II works with a ton of different Accsoon senders, like video transmission systems. Here is a full list. You can see that it works with almost all the wireless video transmission systems by Accsoon, whereas with different companies we can have like one or two, maybe three series of products working in one ecosystem, then they have a different series of products and they work in their ecosystem, but not like all the lineup or almost all the lineup of the Accsoon. Also, CineView Mark II supports Sony's control and monitor app for the Sony cameras like Sony FX3, FX6, etc. So they'll be able to work via the senders themselves with this app, which is cool. And the price is $500 with a discount on B&H, and considering the competition, it's a very good value. And also guys, there is a pretty cool app called Accsoon C app, and it allows you to monitor your footage in a great fashion, like false color, peaking, all the tools like anamorphic disc squeeze, zooming in, etc, etc. And I did a full review of this app in my review of the Accsoon CineView 4K, which turns your iPhone into the on-camera monitor, which you can watch right here. If you have any questions left about this particular product, the CineView Mark II, you can leave them down below, of course. And if you did enjoy this video, please smash the like and subscribe buttons and hit the notifications bell, guys. See you in that video. Take care. Bye.